evening, everyone. Let me see if I'm disciplined with the microphone. I usually am like Italian, so I move my arms. So good evening. This is a time that we have to be very thankful, or at least we are prepared more to be thankful. We should be all along the year. But this time of the year, we are more aware about that. So, what are we thankful for? Health, home, family, friends, food. This is good. We have a lot to be thankful. I think I can do with this. Let's see. Okay. So I will start with this story of Jesus healing the 10 men with leprosy, and see how this goes with gratitude. In Luke 17, verses 11 to 19, says so. Now, on his way to Jerusalem, Jesus traveled along the border between Samaria and Galilee, so it's up north near the lake. As he was going into a village, 10 men who had leprosy met him. They stood at a distance and called out in a loud voice, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us." They have to be far distance because of their condition that is very contagious. They could not get closer. When he saw them, he said, "Go yourselves to the priests." And as they went, they were cleansed. Why they have to go to the priests? So the high priest is in that community of Hebrews. The priests had a function not as a religious authority, but a sanitary authority, a health, public health control. So they had to go to the priest because they were already considered dirty with those contagious issue of leprosy. So in order to be relieved and to be able to be already inserted back in the public, they had to be cleansed by the priest. The priest has to give clear up. So they noticed that they were cleansed. They were clean. Their skin were restored. One of them, when he saw he was healed, came back praising God in a loud voice. He threw himself at Jesus' feet and thanked him. And he was a Samaritan. This is a very interesting detail, because the Samaritan was considered that time a foreigner, somebody that did not belong to their group, the Jewish. They were outsider and not well considered. So Jesus said exactly this, and he was a Samaritan. Look at that. It's not one of us that came to thank me or thank God. So that saying is not enough to know the scripture, to know the law, to follow the religious, to be faithful to their laws. But if you don't apply, the foreigner, the one that is more ignorant, is better. That is the message. Jesus asked, "Were not all 10 cleansed?" Where are the other 9? So the other 9 were the Jewish that followed their religion. Has no one returned to give praise to God except this foreigner? Then he said to him, rise and go. Your faith has made you well. So what stands up from this story? What is wrong with these 9 people? What kind of problem they had from this story that you can say something? Exactly, they were not grateful. They were not grateful. So that is why I brought this story, because it's a story of ingratitude. It's a story of so if Jesus talked about this story, he wanted to send some message to us, right? Because he was the target of ingratitude. And this lawyer that saved 78 people from the electric chair over the course of his career, how many thank him? None of them. So it seems it's somehow the nature of us, at least in this stage, to forget to be grateful. At least it's not in our automatic mode. So Jesus says, actually, he's warning us, don't love your neighbor with the expectation that you will be flooded with gratitude. Aren't we like this? You do something, oh, we are waiting, looking, to see if someone will come and praise us. It's all how we are. And we get so disappointed because 9 out of 10 you won't. Don't love your neighbor with the expectation that you will be flooded with gratitude. Instead, go home every day with a warm, fuzzy feeling. What matters is what you do. Doesn't matter. But it's very difficult for us to do so. So root causes of an ungrateful person. Look at the figures. I chose on purpose to see if you recognize the problem there. So here, there's a person with this big crown, and the other ones, very humbly bound, praising him. So there is a vice or something that will stand up from this picture. There, what kind of sin or defect or lack of virtue is that? You look at the neighbor's a big piece, and his brain is burning. How you call that? Envy, right? I'm envy. That piece may be enough, but because the neighbor has a bigger piece, he's suffering. And we all like that. We don't even think, do I want all that? A beautiful car, a brand new model, we may be very happy with what we have. But as soon as my neighbor has a brand new car, you go there and you feel a little envy. And that is Garfield, of course. It's all about me. That is also can be a root cause of my ingratitude. And when expectation is very above the reality, you expect too much, then you get... So sure enough, the scholar says, envy that leads... So one of the root causes is envy. And the envy leads to anger. I get upset. Imagine I get upset with my neighbor that has a bigger piece. Resentment and unhappiness. Excessive sense of self-importance. Arrogance. It's all about me. you know. Sense of entitlement for special privilege often lead to disappointments and dissatisfaction. Is this guy that is being crowned as a big guy, you know, and needs all the servants around him. But not always he is going to be satisfied because, you know, he's endless, his insatisfaction. Unquenchable need for admiration and approval. This is the narcissist. It's always like this, you know. The narcissist wants everyone to be his mirror. Am I not beautiful? Am I not the best? He wants all of us to be his mirror. No reciprocity, no need to give back, no need. Unreasonable and inappropriate expectation interfere with one's ability to celebrate and not to take for granted the good things in life. So, you know, I have this that's healthier, and I envy because my neighbor has this big piece of ice cream that may not even good for me, but I am, you know, because I expected to receive this big ice cream. In more or less mundane examples, is more transcendental, the Buddhist says the following about ingratitude, why we are ungrateful. So ingratitude is a failure to recognize a benefit as a benefit. For instance, we say we didn't even ask to be born. You hear this, right? So it is a big benefit, but I don't consider it as a benefit. We don't understand. We don't want to understand as a benefit. The Spiritism is much better because we believe in previous lives. We believe in this reincarnation. We believe in many other reincarnations to come. Taking benefit for granted. Everything is due to me. Parents, teachers, even spiritual friends. Didn't we sometimes get upset that our spiritual friends are not listening to us? Didn't come fast enough to help us? You know, and when we are in a good shape, we don't even acknowledge that we had our spiritual friends all the time with us, all the time. Egoism, attitude of chronic individualism. So it's all me. The ungrateful ones think they don't owe or are obliged to others. So they are in this bubble of them alone. They are the important people. And forgetfulness. We forget that someone did something good for us. This is very, very common to pass and without it. However, this scholar says, beyond a certain point of spiritual progress, it will be simply impossible to feel ungrateful. So we are moving towards this progress. One day, it's automatic. It's part of us to be grateful. It won't even pass not to be grateful. But until that point, we are in danger of forgetting to be grateful or to not to pay attention to be grateful. So ingratitude actually hurts. Did not probably hurt Jesus, but certainly will hurt us a lot. You know, it's a punch in our heart. It's, you know, our broken heart. It is really, it hurts. Rejection hurts, you know. Betrayal hurts. So what to do? Instead of focusing on those whom nothing seems to be enough, no matter what you do, let's shift our focus on gratitude. So forget if the person doesn't get grateful. Don't keep, he should, she should. No, forget. Because there are people that will keep doing, doesn't even realize that didn't do that. It's nothing personal for the person to forget. But we cannot take this venom with us, and they stay, ruminate over that. So just forget and be grateful that probably that served as a lesson. We cannot control other people or how they will respond to our efforts. We can only control our own mind. That is difficult. How we going to react to the other's lack of gratitude or something that hurt us? It's very difficult. There are people that goes the whole life being upset, being intoxicated with that thing. And the person even forgot that you exist. Imagine. Didn't even realize that did something bad. And we are here 30 years, 40 years, remembering, ruminating this thing. We have all the cases in our lives. So we only have to put our mindset to be shielded to this kind of what we do because it is right thing to do. We do our work because we love it, not because the people will love us for doing it. But it seems we do because we are looking for the next. Thank you, I love that. But we have to do first because we like to do. Any job, any things that we do to charity, if we wait for a thankful note, we are doomed to be unhappy. If you go to, like we went to Washington to give some food for the homeless. There are people that look and say, what you have there? Oh, no beef? No. Oh, no, I don't want to. But they have the right to not to want what we're offering, right? Oh, soup? No, not soup. Soup, no. Sandwich? No. I want a real meal with, because you don't know what spirit was that in other incarnation. Was a royalty? Never ate sandwich. Ate with, silver utensils. You don't know. You don't know. So we do what we want because it's the right things to do. People can be grateful or not. We keep moving. The important thing is that I'm grateful and joyful. And it's important to be joyful, even with the rejection. But it is difficult, I know. So the antidote for ingratitude is gratitude, actually. If we say, well, I'm suffering with ingratitude, so just switch and say, what can I do to feel the gratitude or to do something that is grateful? Just switch, because there is no other way. So Divaldo has the whole book with Joanna De Angelis, The Psychology of Gratitude. It's a very beautiful, in the psychological series, is one of the good, best. I think Kirsten gave the whole series of the lectures based on this book. Look what she says. The signs of gratitude emerge as the highest expression of the individual's psychological maturity. So we need to mature. We need to progress as a human being in order to be really grateful. So it's okay that in our level, that we're not that mature, that we have the up and down. One time, oh yeah, I'm very grateful. I remember to be grateful. And the other time, we just forget. So, but is the highest expression. Imagine, it's not just love. It's not optimism. No, gratitude is the highest expression, she says, of our psychological maturity, which propels one to experience a noble feeling. Love is manifest at this stage through the desire to serve, to contribute, to gratify. When you feel good and you feel propelled to serve and you feel fulfilled, fulfilled. You don't need no thanks, nothing. You want to serve. There are people here that I see already that are in this stage. It's automatic, it's embedded already in their psyche to be great. They don't think, oh, perhaps, I don't know, if the weather or if the person deserves or something like that. No, they go. When they think, they are there already, you know. Gratitude is one of the deepest and most significant feelings because it is not limited to the act of usual reward. Oh, I give you, you give me back a chocolate or whatever. No. It is even greater because it brings satisfaction and has a psychotherapeutic character. It's a therapy for whom that does the gratitude act. It's not the other. I will be healed once I do things from the heart. Imagine that. That I will be having this wonderful medication plus the satisfaction. Therefore, everyone who is grateful, who understands the meaning of real gratitude, enjoys spiritual, physical, emotional, psychological health because she or he feels joy in living, shares all things, is an active member of the social organization, is creative and joyful. Look how many things I can have it. You know, instead of being stuck, oh, I don't know what to do with my life, something. Comes creativity. Let me go and do this. Oh, let me share this. And there is joy in that person's face and all the behavior, you know. And the person wants really to share things. There are people that don't want to share, but they share. Okay. So the spiritual, physical, emotional, physiological health is not even state, it's health really, you know. Because we're going to see later how this impacts all the neurochemical, all the things in my physical body. To thank the good that comes as well as the evil that did not happen. I think Jonah is very good to remind us this. How many times almost we hit something, almost we were in some disaster, almost we broke something with a terrible consequence. Almost. And we forget to be thankful. How many things happen that could have happened if that almost didn't exist there in that moment? So we should be thankful for the evil. She says evil, but so the bad things that did not happen. And particularly, if it occurs, to do the same. That means to be grateful anyway. Because it only will happen things that are necessary for our spiritual growth. So we have to be humble. And that was programmed according to law of cause and effect because we lack in something from the previous existence and we have to learn something new. So bad things or difficult things appears to restrain us for us to have patience, tolerance, or something else, some lesson. Look at these two people. They are very joyful. Dalai Lama and the Bishop Desmond Tutu. Great gratitude is the recognition that life owes me nothing. Don't expect life to satisfy you or us. Owes me nothing. This is all blessings that we receive. All the good I have is a gift, is a blessing. We beg to come to this existence. So they say gratefulness allows us to shift our perspectives toward all we have been given and all that we have. Is the famous, are we what? Half full or half empty people? You know, we have to shift the perspective. Otherwise, we're going to be in one situation unhappy forever because we keep saying why the cup is not full. Who did not pay attention? Who dared not to put more goodies in my cup? You know, while if it's half, you're so thankful for the half glass that we have. It's a different, and it's not just that we have to be like this because other people will think I'm wonderful. No, because it's good for our health. It's good for our health. According to this professor, gratitude is more born in humility, for it acknowledges the giftedness of the creation and the benevolence of the Creator. This recognition gives birth to acts marked by attention and responsibility. So, I was thinking, humility, really, we have to be humble. It seems that the humbleness starts all other willingness, all our virtues that will propel us to do things. If you are not humble, it's very difficult to be grateful. It's very difficult to acknowledge that my cup is full, half full, you know. Humility is the key to gratitude, but it's profoundly countercultural. People would say, oh, humble, you will see what happened to you. People will step on you. You will see. This world is for the ones that are step on everybody, and has a clear target goal up there. So be careful, because we are always reminded, don't be so, naive, don't be that. But no. Ingratitude, on the other hand, is marked with hubris, which denies the gift. So doesn't acknowledge the gift, and this always leads to inattention, irresponsibility, and abuse. Look at this. I don't pay attention to anything that could be a source of for me to be grateful. I become irresponsible because, once we don't care about others there, you step on that person, you didn't even notice that were people there serving for your company to go up, And there is often abuse. Why be thankful? Of course, it's all the type of wellness, feeling good, emotional, intellectual, financial, physical, spiritual, environmental, social, occupational. So in all sessions of our life, there is a wellness. It's not only health. It's not only psychological. But if I feel good in my work environment, with that relationship with my colleague, this makes me feel good. Look, it's 8 hours that we are there. Imagine, instead of being 8 hours feeling good, you feel intoxicated, being upset with that colleague, thinking how to get that person to know how bad the person was. The person even doesn't know. Huh? We get intoxicated. Imagine 8 hours with that things, burning and inside of us. It's very toxic. And we take the bad thing, we take home. We take home this thing. I take home, I'm alone, no big problem. I may punch the wall. But majority of people have, loved ones, kids, So science says gratitude is good for our health. Praying and being really grateful. Look what it says. This is based on scientific measurement. It lowers the blood pressure, so no hypertension, healthier heart rhythm, no arrhythmia, which can be very dangerous sometimes, improve immune function. If you improve immune function, less inflammation. And today, we know a lot of many chronic diseases is based on inflammation that was not well taken care. Oxidative stress that starts to be corrosive or to injure the blood vessel walls, and you have the clogging, some kind of atherosclerosis, etc. So, diabetes, mental, even Alzheimer's disease, they think it starts with these inflammatory episodes. It promotes better well-being, less depressed mood, less fatigue, and more efficient sleep. This is for me. I need efficient sleep. It combats stress. They measure stress hormones like cortisol, 23% lower in grateful people. That cortisol or adrenaline is the base also for this high blood pressure, inflammatory disease, and mental problem. Fighting eating disorder. Fight eating disorder. Many eating disorder, they say, that could start to be solved if we have a gratitude journal. I think the gratitude journal because makes us aware every day what we're eating, but to be thankful. So we eat less fat food. That is the base sometimes of pleasure. You know, sometimes we need fat food, but if you are grateful for other means, you don't need much of this fat food. Having a daily gratitude practice could actually reduce the effects of aging of the brain. I thought it was the aging of the face, but it's the aging of the brain. Combat neurodegeneration, many types of neurodegeneration, not only Alzheimer's disease, but many kind of problems, Parkinson, all this. But if you are still not feeling love, experts say gratitude is something you can learn. So we're not born, we can learn to be grateful. Attention, comparing up to others is a formula for unhappiness because you can always find a person who is more advantaged than you are. Yes, we should not, because we're not born to compare with the ones that has less. We tending to see the ones that has more, and then we feel bad, upset because the other one, oh, why this luck? Why the person is born with disadvantage? Well, we spiritists have no way to say this because we know, but we still think. So in summary, gratitude allows person to celebrate the present, be more optimistic, block toxic emotions, envy, resentment, regret, depression, be more stress resilient. We have to be resilient to stress. We have to be able to do something for the stress to fade it away, not to be here increasing inside of us. Strengthen social ties and self-worth. This is very important. There are people that doesn't feel worthy. I don't know if it starts when they were kids or what it is. This is very sad. What to do if we forget to be thankful? I thought it was interesting because we think it's little. We sometimes forget to say thank you. And usually it's to the ones that are close to you. I don't know if we think, well, automatically, oh, the person knows I'm thankful. Why we are like this? You know, the person may like to hear from us, even though it's expected. Why we say to some stranger and not the ones close to us, we don't say thank you. That was good. That made my day, you know. So emotions like guilt alert us to the fact that something needs to be restored in the relationship. So if we feel guilty, oh, I didn't say thank you to my companion, to my coworker, to my secretary, something, that guilt means you have to go after and restore. Because otherwise, the relationship, it doesn't flow graciously. Imagine. If it doesn't flow graciously, it's bad for us in the long term. So nobody's going to come to cuddle you because it's upset. Didn't say, but it's not feeling good. So we have to restore that. What are the factors preventing us from expressing this belated gratitude? Why can't we go later, even if it's late, say, I'm sorry, I forgot. Why we don't do that? So this study says that the misconception that time and opportunity has passed, oh, it's gone. You know, what can I do? I forgot when the time was due, why now? Or say, it's terrible, awkward to go back. The person probably thought it was under the bridge. Is it true? We don't know. We don't know. It's not under the bridge for us. We're feeling guilty. That means something has to be restored. Or our second guess or project about the person's reaction. Oh, the person will say, oh, you silly. Forget about the person. If I feel good by returning, to them, if the person says, nah, didn't matter, it's like Chico said. He was feeling terrible because one person that was coming, was a regular in the spirit center, suddenly disappeared from the spirit center. And then he said, wow, why the person is not coming? Did I say something? He didn't recall that he said something that could have offended the person. And he was upset. And Emmanuel came, of course, said, well, Chico, and what you doing? Why don't you go after? Ask. Did I do something wrong? So he went one day, knock, knock, knock. When the guy, in Brazil, you have that little window in the door, the person opens. Oh, you? So he opened, not wanted to give the hand. So Chico said, well, you're not coming to our center anymore. I was wondering if I did something. And the person said, well, Chico, I don't know if you are really humble or you are dumb, something like that. And then he said, well, I think I am dumb, and went back. So Emmanuel said, look, you did your part. If the person doesn't want to acknowledge, it's the person now. So move on, let's move on, because you did your job. So even though the person may think we are dumb because we're coming back after, I don't know, a couple of months, we did our part, right? So gratitude journal, they say always in our days, this is long time practice, but we have more beautiful notebook to do that. They say it's very important for us to learn how to be grateful and to feel good by being grateful. So gratitude journal is a simple, effective way to create positive memories. So we have to put the energy to capture good experience, not even with the small ones. And we don't practice this quite often. We should, because this will enter in our memory, and we will recall now. We have something to recall that is good instead of bad thing. So we're replacing the bad thing by the good thing. Happiness is a byproduct of all our victories. Small wins help create momentum. Can be small, but we should celebrate. We should be happy that we did something good, even small, A smile that you gave to someone and someone smiled back, that is a big gain. Our study found that regularly and deliberately record our blessings improve our mental health, physical, well-being boosts our self-esteem. We have to try to do, but put the good things there. How to achieve that? Appreciation. We start to boost our capability to appreciate things. There's people that doesn't know how to appreciate. You look at the sun, beautiful sky. It's just a sky. It's not raining. It cannot see the beauty of the clouds, how it's moving, the wind, the rays coming, shining over certain trees. Beautiful. Just beautiful scenario. You don't appreciate. While you're appreciating, all the hormone, all the neurochemical set will change towards the good chemicals instead of cortisol and adrenaline, bad thing. There is a warning. Bad memories are easier to remember. That is what it catches us. Unfortunately, we go over and over the bad memories. Why do we do that? What is the reason? If we don't even go after the person to have a real conversation, and we stay with that bad memories to ourselves. What is the gain for that? It doesn't gain anything, right? The person is gone, doesn't even acknowledge. Negative experiences tend to be more vivid than positive ones, as shown in the functional MRI. So MRI is this machine and shows the picture where brighter is the light, more activity in the brain you have. No, can be negative also. Can be negative. That's what they say. When you have a negative, because you reverberate more, the brain activity is higher, triggers more, circuitry, and brightens up than the positive. Well, but we have to practice to reverberate on a positive thought, memory, so our brain starts also to react. This is only to prove that the brain is reacting to our memories, our revisitation of the memory. This is not just, I'm thinking probably it's like this. No, the machine is saying this. It's saying this. So the explanation, evolutionary, it is logical that attention would be focused more in the threatening information because it was for our survival. We have to know what bad is going to happen to me. If there is a tiger, if there is a bad things, I have to be and have the memory. Oh yeah, that part is open, is a cliff, is something, because it's a survival. But today we don't have most of those things. A tiger coming after us. No, today we have what we call this sustained worries. The cause disappears, but we still feeling worries. These recurrent bad memories. The tiger is not any longer coming after me. It's gone. So all time, they survived. Well, because once the danger went away, they didn't have any more, to think about. But now we don't have those, but we have these recurrent memories, which is counterproductive, causing mental and physical imbalance and hypertension. One of the good doctors in Brazil said, to have an episode of hypertension is not that bad. What is bad is to keep your high blood pressure up for a long time without a cause. That is dangerous for the vessel. It starts to damage the internal layer of the vessels. Then the inflammatory process starts to grow there. And then you have a disruption, you have arteriosclerosis. So how to do the daily gratitude? Usually they say to do at night. It's interesting. Finish it today before and do this gratitude journal before you go to sleep. So there is some steps. But one interesting thing that you have to recognize the worries, they say. And I thought, wow, if I start to write about worries, I will be upset and don't sleep. No, they say that you have to recognize, because if you keep denying that something happened and worry underneath, some subconscious, that will come even if you don't want to. So you acknowledge, you see the cause. It was part my fault, part not my fault, but tomorrow I will fix it, and that's it. I acknowledge. And they say, write, visualize your worries, and it's like you put in the paper, it's gone from my mind. I put it away, I put forward. Now it's yours paper, my worries. Identify positive memories, especially what I should be thankful today. What happened today? We sometimes pass without even noticing, Revisit the entire day, recollect good moments, no matter how small. And capture the experience. How did you feel? Did you feel good? When someone said thank you or someone gave a smile, how did you feel? You good? That's good. So let's say, yeah, I felt that. That lady that even didn't know said hi or something small, but it's reflecting, wrap up by affirming past and present strengths, successes, potentials. What I'm going to be good tomorrow. That's good. So, and you always should summarize with a good affirmation. Today was awesome because that. We always have a way to feel like that, good. I am a good person. I was awesome. In a small instance, but I was. So there's many of these templates in the internet. Put the worries, what I was grateful, all the accomplishments, and acknowledge the feeling, what I learned from those events. Because we are here for experience. We're not supposed to be perfect. We are in this stage of trials and experience because we are not supposed to know everything, do good, do perfectly the first time. We will make mistakes, we will make people sad, we will make, and we just say we're sorry. And today was great because guiding tips, journaling, as I said. Think about someone whom you are grateful. How about do that? That's interesting to have the picture of someone. I was saying that sometimes to see the video of Rafael in the Facebook, my God, brightens up our day, Isn't it? It can be a little video of a little animal, two animals together, or person rescuing, It can be little things, I think it is good to think. So we're thankful for these little kids that make our day very nice, Meditation, of course, be present today, exercise, counting your blessings, and practicing saying thank you, thank you. Let's do the mantra, And be specific why you thankful. Pray, of course. Recall a negative event, but appreciate the situation as a good way to learn, for us to learn. Smile. Give something to someone. reflect about life, specific positive events, etc. So it's all about this. Thank you, be praying, and be with this beautiful smile. It helps a lot. Half smiles is already good. You won't believe, because you don't know how we are, our face when we're walking, because you're thinking about it. And I said, well, how about if I put half smile? Even though it's a way, put a half smile like an artist, doesn't matter. You will be surprised. People smile at you in the street. Instead thinking she's crazy, but, but some will. It's interesting, yeah. So Paula gave me this article, and I felt it was interesting. If the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is just thank you, it will be enough. It doesn't need to say much. Because from that thank you will come a lot of good feelings and good actions. I think it's very good. A Hindu practice of gratitude or gratefulness teaches, if I cannot say thank you, if I'm struggling to connect to gratitude, then speak this affirmation. I am a spiritual being of light, maturing in the ocean of experience. I felt it was good. I'm maturing. I'm not supposed to be perfect. It's like all experimental. It's a school. Okay, so today I choose to be happy. Today I choose to be grateful. And today I choose to be optimistic too. Okay, so happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Questions or if someone wants to share some story of thankfulness or gratitude. Nothing, or something that you should be grateful. Or you were grateful recently. The boss said.
And I'm the first one. I'm grateful for many things. Sometimes I'm just grateful for a blue sky or a bird that I see, any little thing. But most of all, I'm grateful for my son, for my family, for my friends, for spiritism in my life, and for my health.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm definitely thanking for my mom. I mean, I'm thanking for all my friends here, for spiritism, for knowing what's right, having the more open-minded outlook of things. I'm grateful for, my family, my health, I don't even know where to start, my job,
Wonderful. This is half of
everything,
the thing.
really.
Oh, wow.
Well, in the beginning, you had the picture with the, health and the food and with the pumpkins. You had that whole, basically that list right there.
The list.
Yeah.
Was home, family, food, health.
All that.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
Good. And there was no God or religion because probably in that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for my family, the center, the good job that I'm going to find. I'm already grateful for that because I'm looking for one. And I'm grateful for the signs that nature brings to me, because when I am driving, I normally pray and then I sing. And then eventually there is always a good sign after I pray. So I'm very thankful for this communication with the nature It's something it's my point of view. Of course, I cannot demand that from everybody. But normally, when I pray, and those Canadian geese are flying, and they come in a V. You know what I mean? Like a V shape. So I say, you see, I don't have to worry. It's all there. It's going to happen. It's going to be okay. It's like I take it as a positive sign. You know what I mean? But this is like something that I do. It's my way of, thank you, God, for this, and thank you for that.
I actually saw, I think you posted that bird that is very like the color of that color, very bright orange, guará rubra in Brazil, is coming back to the island of Santa Catarina because they are, replenishing that manguezal, and they're coming back. And so beautiful. It's like a flamingo color. Yes. That flamingo color, and they fly.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. I saw your post. Yeah.
I'm feel great, and I don't forget to say thank you.
You don't forget. Good.
Thank you. I'm grateful to be here and for
welcome.
Listening to these words, like I needed to hear today, like was designed. That it was a destiny to hear. That.
Thank you.
I have been looking for this in my heart, as an answer.
Welcome.
And I'm grateful for everything in my life, and the lessons that I'm learning. And even if sometimes I don't understand what's next, but thank you so much for your words, and I appreciate it.
I'm grateful for, I would say, incredibly grateful for this life experience, for this incarnation. I guess if we're following the news in Brazil this week, some of the TV hosts, communicators in Brazil, passed away.
In a silly accident.
Which I think proves that life is sometimes is short, and I think we always have to be grateful every time. Exactly, every time we wake up, I think we have to be grateful for this experience. And for the people that I met, that I'm sharing this learning experience, and this whole path. So grateful for finding this place as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good. Yes.
So I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful also for the opportunity to learn every day. And I think this is so important. Every day we are learning something. And yes, I'm grateful for that, for the experience.
This is to be humble.
Yeah.
Marcelo.
I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for everything I have, everything. Can't even number them.
Including us.
For having a job, for being healthy, for my family, for being here with you people.
Thank you.
I'm grateful for liking who I am. Every day I like myself more and more. I think that's a great thing. Everything.
Isn't good, Marcelo?
For everything.
Yeah, it's good. It's healthy. It's very healthy. Yeah, that's why you don't get sick.
Well, I think we should never stop to say thank you and be grateful. First, for the life that, was allowed us to have, for this reincarnation. Second, for everything from our parent that accepted to receive us in this new life, throughout the experience with family, school, all the teachers that has impacted us and helped us to make who you are today. Because we are not only one individual, we are a collective of experience that we receive from other people, from this interaction that we have with one another. And ultimately for my family, my wife, my children, and for this place. Because although we are not in the level that we can exercise this moment here 24/7 in our work, when our commute, but at least we know that we can come here, settle down, and think about what life is important. As Ed has mentioned, this also crossed my mind when I saw that this big celebrity in Brazil died in a very silly accident. I wouldn't say silly, but was like, something is healthy, have family, 3 children, and suddenly he's not here. He's in the other side, and I'm pretty sure that he's been going to the transition as we all gonna go and the family, and we pray for that. But not only for him, but also all the children, all the people that dies every day, those that go to the other side and those that come back as well. And and sorry about the long answer, but I think we should be reminded about how important it is to be here and to have one another. Thank you.
Thank you. I think much like Marcelo, I can't name everything. There's just too many things that I'm grateful for, like for everything. And I want to miss someone in the whole scheme of what I'm grateful for, my family, my friends. But I'm most grateful, which may sound odd, for all the pain and suffering and for all the, especially the last few years, going through different trials and tribulations has really helped to mold me and allow me to become hopefully the better person that I am. But I'm grateful for that. But I'm especially grateful for my immediate family and just the basic everyday things, just having normalcy in my life, waking up, having a home, having a partner, having children, and just the normal things like eating breakfast together. That brings me enormous happiness. So I'm grateful for that.
Okay, so I think I'm grateful for understanding the precious thing is this life. Before we take it for granted, but each detail of our lives, each opportunity is not a random, fortuitous event. It is all planned. And we have to really be aware and be thankful. By being thankful, we are aware that things are given to us. And that I'm starting to feel more and more often. Not that there are situations that I forget. I forget sometimes, to appreciate. Not that I don't appreciate, but, I'm against. But we forget to give the correct importance to that, the correct color to that. But more and more I'm getting aware, which is very thankful. I should be very thankful for the teachings and all the spiritual friends, spiritual guides that are here whispering. And I was not listening. They are there. So I think this awareness is very good, that we're not alone, that we've been guided. That's very good, very good. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a good holiday.
Thank you, Yasco. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful talk. And reminding us of gratitude, which is really important. And today I received a text message, just because she's not here, and perhaps if she were here, maybe she'd actually contribute with this experience she just recently had. Isabella, one of our members here, her daughter's in the Bloomberg Center at Johns Hopkins. Her daughter had major surgery. And she texted me today saying, well, I forgot my phone. If I had it, I'd read it verbatim, but I don't. So she texted me saying something to the effect of, she was so glad that her daughter's doing well and everything's good. However, she felt deeply saddened and was crying in the hospital for all the other mother and children that were on that ward that were so sick and so debilitated, and the parents looked so tired, and just they were there day in and day out. And although she's only been there for a few days, she said walking by their rooms, seeing these parents with these really sick children, it made me so grateful for what I have, for having healthy kids. Although she had to have the surgery, but overall, kids are healthy. So I wanted to share that on behalf of Isabella, that she brought that to us today, and it really made us reflect. So with that in mind,